When we're talking about the values that are passed down, I don't think this is unique to Native communities. I think it's just in any healthy, functioning community, values
Absolutely.
are passed down. Uh, it's something that strikes me about New Mexico is I've been all over the states and sort of all over the world, and it's a particularly distinct cultural place where there's a homogenizing effect. Like you were talking about the media, and I think there's good things about the media. I hope this podcast is one of them.
Absolutely.
But there is a sort of like homogenizing effect of the media, and America, I think a lot of America has experienced that, where one place becomes no different from another, and it's harder to pass down those distinct cultural values. New Mexico, I think, is it's one of the few places in the States I've been with such a distinct culture.
Absolutely. And a blending of cultures.
Yeah. What is it that, I guess, it's multifaceted question that there's clearly things which are distinct about this reservation, and that it's a distinct culture maybe from the rest of New Mexico, but also what is it about your life on the reservation and also your guys' life in New Mexico which helps this area preserve such a distinct culture from it's not just strip malls and Arby's and whatever.
Yeah, it truly is the land of enchantment, and it is a blending pot. We several years ago, we had Andrew Zimmern with Bizarre Foods Travel Channel.
Mm-hmm.
He came out here and filmed a segment on this ranch with us. And what he's a history buff. And so we cooked exotic foods for him, which he's into, and things of that nature. But they filmed it. It was on national TV. They filmed a lot of it with drones and stuff. But the culture part of it was the Jicarilla culture and how it interrelated with the Pueblo culture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what the segment is called America's First Revolution Trail. And it's pretty interesting because he really liked the culture. But New Mexico is a very magical place. And he went to other reservations too.
Mm-hmm.
And on that segment, it was a pretty cool deal.
It's an unusual place.
It is unusual.
He came hunting.
Oh, really?
We took
Nice.
him. Yeah, we took him horseback.
Lion hunting?
No, we were supposedly deer hunting.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to deer hunt horseback with.
Camera crews.
We had 9 horses saddled, and
guys with sound
they were
equipment,
all
drones flying over.
Oh my God.
drones, and so a lot of it's it was
Yeah.
kind of staged, but we did see some wildlife, and they were able to film it, and that was good.
We'll
But,
give you the password and the thing where you can look it up
Yeah.
sometime.
Nice. Yeah, I'd like
Pretty
to
cool.
watch it.
yeah, it was really fun to get to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember what your question was.
It's about I think the distinct culture both on and off the res in New Mexico, and it's this crazy blend, but there's different ethnicities in every state, but those ethnicities don't necessarily pass down culture and community as strongly as New Mexico has.
Right.
And what is it about the place and the various cultures here that have enabled that to happen?
I think a lot of it's had to do with just the geography of New Mexico. It's rural here.
Mm.
We're a long ways from anything.
Mm.
Like even just now as I was driving, I'm like, I forgot ice. Well, that means like driving 15 miles back one way just to get a bag of ice, I was like, oh no. So people are in little pockets, and I think that when you're not in close proximity, we got mountains and the roads aren't always good and they're not always open, and
You know
I
your
think
neighbors.
that
And-
you
and-
do know your neighbors, and you rely
And a lot of people
on
have
your
been
neighbors.
generational here. Like when you're coming in, you came through a little place, La Jara.
Mhm.
That's a Hispanic community that goes back very old. There's Hispanics all around this mountain that have been here a long, long time. I
Mhm.
mean, they came, some of them way back, and early from Spain and places
Mhm.
like that.
Mhm.
And then there's the Native American culture that ties right close to that,
Mhm.
and then there's the rural. Culture.
The Native Americans in the West. Everybody's had trials and tribulations, but we're the lucky ones, in my opinion, because reservations were established here. Everybody, it's been rough to be Native in a lot of ways. It's been great in other ways, but like Indians from the East Coast and stuff, a lot of them, there's just very few. A lot of them just were murdered, and
Mhm.
you know, they died out.
Or
And disease
mixed
and
in completely.
mixed in
yeah.
completely, and that's happening here.
Mhm.
You know, I'm half Apache and I'm half Anglo,
Mhm.
and so you know you get the melting pot. But we're lucky because we weren't on the forefront of all of that. We were out here where you know people were able to hang on to their culture
Mhm.
a little more, and so but even today, like the language, our language is on the decline, and they're trying to write it down. They're trying to preserve it. And my dad's actually part of a group that's doing that.
Mm.
Very few native speakers, and that's been the sadness for our group. There's lots of them. There's lots of other tribes that do have their language intact, and they
Mhm.
do, but it's
Mhm.
it's a challenge.
I think sometimes Americans and in general sort of Western Europeans, which is where I come from, are amnesic. You know, we don't care very much about the past. And something that's drawn me to Mike to interview is that Mike is very interested in history, and he's always putting up these fantastic pictures that he's dug up of old houndsmen and cowboys, and
Mhm.
it's just, I think, that, but something that strikes me about a good portion of the natives I've met is that they are concerned with remembering and the past and passing these things on, and I think it's completely outside of race or ethnicity or whatever you want to say. Like these things are cultural, and whatever culture you're a part of, you should be concerned with passing it on.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And people are just people. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter
Yeah.
whether you're